fuck formalities.
Whatever. We'll just do what we can.
Yeah, right. Like I got family coming over any minute, so it's like
that's fine.
Oh yeah, let me start my video too, so you can see me.
So we get to this. All right. So here, look. I'm just gonna share what happened. We get to this.
What happened?
We get to this venue, and it's like they literally don't have like an actual sound system. It's like this like hodgepodge of like stuff put together, and like so all of the bands are trying to figure out how the fuck they're gonna mic everything. Like I'm not kidding, we've been here since like 3:45 and we still have not come up with a final solution on how exactly we're gonna be doing this.
It sounds like y'all about to do a bunch of acoustic shows.
No, for this place is just not equipped for like bands of like stature like us or like bigger bands. I mean, this is definitely like a local yokel spot, you know, like local bands or whatever. But
don't like drums.
Yeah, just kind of. So yeah, it's
like
weird.
Drum kit blocking up.
And then I had to like develop a fucking plan. Cause so our buddy got us tickets to the Dolphins game tomorrow. So we're gonna be going to the Dolphins. Yeah, it's gonna be dope. We're going to the Dolphins.
You guys are in Florida right now.
Yeah, tonight we're in Tampa. Tomorrow we're in West Palm Beach. My parents live. My mom lives in Fort Lauderdale. My dad lives in Kendall. So now our van needs a better cooling system because anytime that we turn on the AC in these really hot ass states, we start kind of overheating.
Oh my God.
So we got to get that looked at, right?
Yeah, it's a big hospital.
So what we have to do tonight is we got to drive down to West Palm Beach, which is about 3 hours from here, drop off our trailer at the venue, then drive to my dad's, which is another hour and a half from West Palm Beach, hang out on my dad's till like noon, go to the Dolphins game. We can be at the Dolphins game till maybe 3, leave the Dolphins game, get to the venue by like 4:30, load in our shit. Then after we're done playing, we have to take our van and trailer to drop it off at a mechanic in Jupiter, which is about 20 minutes north of West Palm Beach, and then go back to my mom's house and hang out on my mom's on Monday till the van gets fixed. Then we have to drive 20 hours to be in Austin, Texas on Tuesday by 4. So this is what I was dealing with, and this is why I forgot to get on earlier.
Like people do not understand what life on the road is. Like they really don't. Like there's nothing that prepares you for this. Like the more you hear it, the more I'm just like,
I remember.
Yeah, it's like a super mission. And I got to call my mom now and be like, hey, Mom, we got to come to your place to sit at the beach for a few hours.
You didn't call her already?
No, I did. I called her, but she didn't answer, so I had to leave a message.
Taking symbols, just beating shit. Oh my God. I had to go in there.
Oh my God. At least you're selling merch, right?
Say what?
At least you're selling merch, right?
Yeah, we're doing okay on merch, so it's not too bad. So yeah, today's kind of a crazy day. The next like 2 days are gonna be insanity.
Yeah, I'm so happy I'm not on the pit
figure it
tonight.
out. Yeah.
You know?
Like I can't believe. Go ahead.
One of the bands that we were touring with, they had a bus and their bus broke down like every day for like 8 days, and they had to rent a van and spend like $3,000 to rent this van. Once they're done with the van, they have to take it back to Tennessee, and then they have to fly out back home to Pennsylvania.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, that's not even the half of it. Like, that's why I really want to, like, tomorrow, like, when we can get together and have like a long talk for the podcast, like, I'm just gonna share all the stories with you so far.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm fascinated. Like you are accumulating stories faster than we can get them recorded because you are just out there adventurizing like hardcore. And like, I know like some shit is going down and I'm like, I want to hear, I want to see, like, I want to know, but like, ooh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my God. So we're going to go through some semblance of a show today.
Let's try it.
Well, there's a few things I want to talk about. Do you have a social media scrap?
Dude, I literally haven't even like, I've just been posting either we're on tour or and if like help us, we need a mechanic.
I figured I had to ask though. Um, so you are out here doing this tour. It's just crazy. But there's two things that I want to address. Like first, like most importantly, first of all, did you hear that Eminem opened up a restaurant?
Yeah, Mom's Spaghetti. It's a pop-up shop.
Yes. Is it a pop-up like, or is it like gonna be permanent? I don't know.
No, it's a pop-up.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, it's he had a pop-up shelter in 2017 as per Detroit.eater.com. But yeah, the previous pop-ups were really a test for us to determine whether there was enthusiasm for a regularly occurring Mom's Spaghetti spot that would be open all year long. So yeah, I didn't know it was a pop-up. I thought it was like a restaurant he was going to invest in. I guess a pop-up is a good way to maximize profit and minimize long-term liability to find out if like a brand is has like long-term viability, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess it's just like spaghetti sandwiches and like meatballs and stuff, and like literally that's it. I was like you don't have like a fuller menu like burgers or like spaghetti sauce or something, like nothing. Like it's just spaghetti
Well,
sandwich.
he was there. He was there handing out meals to fans and shit, which is cool. I didn't expect him to be that kind of guy, you know? I mean, it's fucking Eminem. The guy's like, you know, the guy's cemented himself in the orals of music and hip hop, you know, like royalty, you know?
Speaking of which, I totally forgot about this. Did you hear who's playing the Super Bowl halftime show?
Oh, yeah, dude, crazy. Eminem, Jay-Z.
No, not Jay-Z. Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige.
Eminem, Dr.
Yep.
Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, crazy. I like if Kendrick Lamar is on that shit, you already know that shit's gonna be like extremely controversial. Because did you ever see his performance that he did at the fucking MTV Music Awards or whatever, or the
No,
Grammys or some shit?
Wait, I saw the one he did with Radioactive, which is probably the most important performance on one of those shows I've ever seen. Like, did you
Well, it
ever
was
see
him
that?
and like a bunch of dudes dressed up in like prison uniforms and shit.
Oh yeah, I did see that one. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yes. Well, I mean, look, there's as I've been made to understand, Jay-Z was put in charge. Like he asked the NFL to be put in charge at the Super Bowl halftime because, you know, like aside from the weekend, like no, I think the weekend was his first one. Yeah, I think the weekend was his first one because he got put in charge of it like earlier this year. You know?
Yeah.
So this will be his second one. And it's like, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get Kendrick to like to make a point without being controversial. But I mean, this is put this is going all in, Jay-Z. You got Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Kendrick with Mary J. Blige. It's like, bruh. Oof. Oof.
If they don't make some shit that like turns heads, I'm gonna be pissed, bro. If they don't use this platform to do some shit, I'm gonna be super pissed off.
I feel you, man. Like this seems like a moment. Us, I say us like I'm involved, but like for like, I guess just like straight up blackness to have a showcase on the largest American stage anywhere, and everyone celebrates it, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, oof, it has to be amazing because the weekend. Did you see the weekend's halftime performance?
Oh, it was amazing.
Oh my god. Oh
That
my
dude's a genius too.
yeah, man. I've been following The Weeknd since back when he had 3 albums. His first album he ever released was called Trilogy, and those are actually the best tracks, or what they determined the best tracks from 3 albums he had made and released for free as mixtapes.
Might be a little bit longer.
Somewhere online you can still find them, but I have no idea where they are. But all 3 were fantastic, just slow, awesome, like just oh. See, now I gotta go find them. Now I gotta go find them. But yeah, like I never expected The Weeknd to have a halftime show and then have it be good. Like,
Yeah.
that surprised me. And now here we are with, I mean, you got some of the most iconic rap songs in the history of the world that are about to be put on the main stage of the Super Bowl. Like,
Yep. 100%. I'm stoked on it.
yeah, I told my boys, like, I'm willing to watch the first half of the game, if only to make sure I see the Super Bowl halftime performance, and then I'm gonna check right out. Hello?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yeah, I have no interest whatsoever. Oh my God, I'm finally seeing your back. And of course, it's a raccoon. You are so odd. I tell you what, though, you got a pretty awesome laptop because it's real clean lines around the head there.
Yeah, I got a really good laptop. I didn't fuck around.
Yeah. But no, it's just I don't know. Anyway. What? What?
No, you're just like,
Well, it's like, I don't. There's so much to say, but you're kind of like, how much do you want to say it until the damn thing happens, you know? And,
Yeah.
I mean, all else is just speculation. I just know the Super Bowl is now appointment watching for me for the first time in a long time. And now we
Yeah, I want to see that shit.
Yes. Shit, I might go over your house to watch it. Okay. And now it's time for us to discuss this fool. John Cooper of Skillet. Now,
yeah, what did he say? I didn't even see anything.
Okay. Now, this is the first time in my life I have ever went looking for
what?
Fox.
He just raised one whole time.
The title of the article.
It's not that big of a deal. It just pissed me off.
You can hear me?
I told him.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, the title of the article is Christian rock star says critical theory, woke ideology is sparking a civil war amongst Christians in the U.S. This from Fox News.
Instead of the 2 times he raised one
scroll down to a certain paragraph. John Cooper said,
I'm not going to let it.
So if you want to talk about, for instance, critical race theory has become this boogeyman term, and some people get really mad when you bring it up. So let's not say what critical race theory is. Let me just say what it does. CRT is responsible for a new Christian book. That is a book of prayers, including a prayer that says, God, please help me hate white people.
Say, hey, what the fuck were you doing?
It's not.
That's not true. Where do these people find these things? Like, that's like, how does somebody read that and go, oh yeah, that's totally true? How does that not sound like a fucking, like that? It just should automatically be like red bells going, that's a lie.
True, but that's what white supremacy does. Like he even said in the statement, he goes, let's not say what critical race theory is. Like, what type of scientific approach to an argument is that?
Yeah.
Like, you're just saying it causes people to react. Well, and part of understanding the reaction is understanding what the damn thing is. But the fact that he's so willing to go right past that to give credence to all these people who are bothered by it, it corrupts his entire argument and shows him for the fraud that he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some stuff in our building that I can't really go into detail, but we basically had to have some hard discussions on how do we, because he said this stuff in May. I know he had been talking about mask mandates, calling them theater. I know he'd been talking about vaccine mandates, calling them like oppressive. But this is from May when he's basically accusing CRT of teaching everybody to hate white people. It's like, God, dude. Like, and the worst part is he volunteers this information.
See what happens, especially in the heat that I've had no outlet for radio. So rather than playing 30 minutes every night.
He's stupid. Yeah,
Yes,
man.
he
Okay,
is.
look, I'm sorry, but this is coming from. Okay, it's hard for me to take people like this seriously because this is coming from a person that is absolutely okay with and willing to believe that there's an angry guy upstairs shooting lightning bolts at us every time we masturbate, but he can't discuss a proven like historical thing that has science behind it. But don't touch your pee-pee or God's gonna shove some lightning up your butt.
Okay,
You know?
that story is actually consistently misinterpreted by Christians, and I can tell that story because I know that part of the Bible. There's a man named Onan, okay? And Onan was, what are you doing? What are you doing with your finger? Why are you distracting me? You're trying to pick the raccoon's nose that's over your shoulder. You're just a dick for that. You're distracting me. Anyway, in the Bible, in that particular book of the Bible, I can't remember which one, Onan was part of a group of brothers. He was the last of like 6 or 7 brothers. Now, there's this whole idea in ancient Israel called kinsman redeemer, where basically, if you die, your brother has to marry your wife and have kids by her if you haven't had kids with her. So basically, in this certain circumstance, Onan was the last one of these brothers who all married her and ended up dying. So Onan, instead of what his job is he's supposed to marry her and then have kids with her. What he would do is get up in there and spill his seed on the ground. That's why God struck him down, because he disobeyed God's law, not because he jerked off. And what is going on with your left?
Oh, I just put it down because I'm trying to get comfortable in the van.
Okay. So anyway, that's the story of Onan. And like, it's still kind of ridiculous. People are like, well, jerk off, get struck this. Calm down. Like, read the damn book. Come on now. But yeah, guys like John Cooper, like taking the Bible and applying it in the randomest, most like, it's like, instead of taking the Bible, weighing its context and applying it to real life, he takes real life and his perception of it and then just go find verses to like justify it, which, you know, that's pretty standard in people who believe in the church and Jesus.
For sure, yeah, for sure.
It's just, bro, like, you're literally saying, like, if I were to go to him and be like, Matthew 7:11 says exactly what I wanted to say. It says, you are a fucking idiot, John Cooper. And John Cooper goes, well, that's not true. I'd be like, John Cooper, it doesn't matter what it actually says. I say it says you're a fucking dope. And he'd be like, well, I can look it up.
All right, go for it, man.
Yeah, go look it up. Your reaction is not what matters. Like, what matters is the facts. Go check the facts.
Yep.
All right. So anyway, fuck John Cooper. Because I gotta get this Fox News shit off my shit. Did you hear about Dance Gavin Dance?
So, okay, I heard something popped up in my feed. Something happened with their drummer. Maybe he was drunk or something. They kicked him off stage. I don't know. Like, I just know it had something to do with the drummer fucking up royally in the middle of their set.
That's basically it. They didn't just kick him off the stage, though. They kicked him out of the band and then said they didn't kick him out of the band. This is all as per PRP.com. They said they didn't kick him out of the band. They sent him to rehab. His drum tech took over and he's finishing out the tour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a smart decision for them, man, because that's a health concern, dude. Like,
it is.
Your homie's health has to come before your fucking musical goals, you know, like just get a fill in and tell his ass to go get some help, man, because that's a serious problem.
Yeah, have you ever had a bandmate who you had to
Yeah.
throw out because of some stuff like that?
Yeah, our old drummer, he ended up passing away. We knew he would. I mean, he
Wow.
showed up one day, like years ago when he was still in the band. It started becoming like a problem, and we started noticing it was a problem because he literally passed out at his drum set in the middle of a set.
Oh my God.
Just stopped playing. And we're just staring at him like, what the fuck are you doing? So yes, we've 100% had to do that.
He he passed out mid-set and you guys just had to like did you finish the show? Like,
Yeah, we finished the show. He kind of like came back, and then we just were like, fuck that. And we were like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? And then he showed up to a practice all fucked up, and we're like, you're out, dude. You got to go to rehab. Either you go to rehab or you're out. And I drove him to rehab. I
did he
drove him to
actually
rehab 3 times.
You drove him to rehab 3 times. Man.
Some people, it's just not enough, man.
No, I remember there was this, I forget what it was called, but it was like a wet rehab facility where basically people had gotten to the end of their rope and they were just going to exist until they died. So these people, they have like a modest internet connection. They have like a 20 by 10 room, which is no bigger than basically like college dorm room. And they just exist until they die. And the guy who was on there that they did a feature on, he was like, I have stolen from every member of my immediate family more than once, some multiple times. I have been disowned multiple times by various family members. I have, and he just went on this long list of ways he had just betrayed his family. And he was like, so yeah, I can't find any redeemable quality to the lifestyle I want to live that won't end up hurting those closest to me. So
Yep.
I'm going to leave them alone and I'm going to just kind of do my thing in this clinic. Now, this clinic, they didn't buy you alcohol, but they didn't stop you from drinking it either. So this dude basically spent his like social security check on Listerine and drank that all day, every day.
Sure.
Listerine.
So sad, dude.
Yes. People basically went there to die. So people would come there, they get a piece of their social security check, and the rest they would just use for whatever. And that would happen until they died. And this guy died while they were making a mini doc on him. And then they found his body. They notified his family. His family was basically like, no. So like, who knows? Like, what happens to someone when their body needs to be buried and no one wants to do it? You know, I have no idea. But that's what happened in Homeboy's situation. And it's just to think that like your life could go so far awry that the only logical conclusion for your existence is sitting in a room that's 20 by 10 by yourself, drinking Listerine until you're
waiting to die. Yep.
Excuse me. So yeah, it bums me out about your drummer, but I mean, hopefully Dance Gavin Dance's drummer kind of figures his shit out, because I mean,
yeah, man,
he's got a good thing going. Oh, excuse me, you got a good thing going with those boys. All right. Did you hear that Joe Rogan bet on fights that he called?
No.
Yeah. This is at brobible.com. This article is actually from it's from today. I guess it just came out today. I thought it was a passing, but It's about the past. Basically, the article says Joe Rogan used to bet on UFC fights he called absolutely dominated bookmakers. I was like, are you kidding me? And he says, of course, he said it on his podcast, I used to gamble on fights when I was calling them in the early days of the UFC, because there was guys that would come in from overseas and I knew who they were and I would gamble on them. I was like, is this bad? Like, I'm commentating and I'm also gambling. I don't know if it's that smart because I don't want to be biased. He continues, guys would come in and I would say, oh my God, that line is totally wrong. This guy's a killer. We were at 1 point at 84%. There, where I was just giving him the tips and he was gambling 8 out of 10, I would call them right. Like, isn't that kind of like a kind of insider trading?
Yeah, I feel like there's some sort of ethical thing with that. But I mean, it was the early days of the UFC, so I don't think anybody really gave a shit, you know?
I mean, you say ethical, but like, I don't think ethics is part of this at all. Like, it seems more just like I mean, like, because ethics, there's no lawful ethics things that get held except in government, and those are kind of arbitrary and rare as well. So it's like, even if it's unethical, like, what about it makes it like illegal, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. So what do you think, Mr. Distracted?
I'm not distracted. I'm just listening. I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think it seems unethical, but it was the early days of the UFC, so it wasn't like it was like raking in, like, I don't know. I guess I view it differently because it was like the early days. If he was doing that now, I'd be like, yeah, they need to fucking like investigate that shit for sure. You know?
Yeah, but it's not like he has insider knowledge. Like, these fighters have careers that are tracked over the internet. And like he was saying, he knew them from overseas and knew they were killers. So when they came here, he just bet on them because he knew nobody knew about them. And I'm like, well, nobody like knew about them, but like people who actually followed the internet knew. Like, so it's like, I can't imagine there's anything illegal he's doing. It feels illegal as hell, but like, if this is just information that, like, you could have gone to SureDog.com or what's the other one? Tapology.com or something, and they have like their own rankings and stuff. They have info.
Yeah.
They have like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, it seems weird, but I don't see anything like illegal on that. It just seems unethical, you know? Conflict of interest, maybe.
conflict of interest. Yeah, but again, is that illegal? Like, conflict
Exactly,
of interest,
yeah,
it
yeah.
is, but
You know.
yeah, well, and you know Dana's never going to get in the way of anybody making their money unless it's his money to make. Then he's going to make a problem with it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And finally, we come to our Haymaker hashtag, which is Jones, Jones, Jones. Because, okay, the grisly details have come out about what happened with John Jones and his fiance, which I didn't know he was divorced from his wife. So
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so he's with his fiance. Well, I'm at MMAmania.com and I'm just gonna read. Bones is accused of headbutting the responding squad car, leaving a medium-sized dent and chipping some of its paint. The level of damage is considered a felony under Nevada law, which is unintentionally hilarious. You consider this alleged battery against fiance Jesse Moses is only a misdemeanor. Moses was found at Caesar's Palace with blood, quote, around her lips, chin, and all over her sweatshirt, along with a swollen upper lip, and, quote, seemed scared to even talk about, unquote, Jones, according to the report. While she did allege Jones was a little physical with her, she also denied they were arguing or that he struck her. And then here's this part. The initial call to police came from Moses, the fiance, when when Moses went to the security desk at the hotel asking for a key to her room, which is when a guard noticed that she had blood on her lip and clothing. The report states Moses began tearing up, and she said she was scared to go back to her room with one of their children asking, "Can you call the cops?" After police conducted an initial interview with Moses, who didn't want to be recorded and declined to fill out a voluntary statement, she asked the officers, "How long do I have until he is out?" And then, quote, "She still seemed very scared as to the release of Jonathan from jail," the report said. Moses declined to file a protective order against Jones, and Bones later admitted to arguing with his fiancée prior to leaving her behind for a trip to one of the local strip clubs, but denied touching her and insisted he was unaware of how Moses became injured and bloody. Jones, who reportedly oscillated between anger and tears, later jokingly challenged responding officers to a fight just to, quote, "see what they could do."
That guy has problems, man. That guy's a loose cannon. That guy needs a lot of therapy, and he needs rehab, but like intense rehab. That guy is he's one of those people that it's just like he's shitting his career down the toilet every day.
Yes.
That he doesn't even have one right now. He's somehow so talented at shitting on his career that he's shitting on a career that he doesn't have and making it worse.
Like right now, he should be fighting for any title of any division he wants and like dominating that division and making money hand over fist. But like instead, like Dana has all the leverage because he's a liability. The insurance he has to take out on a fight where John Jones is the headliner, because you can't not have him be the headliner on a fight card he's on. No.
Yeah.
Like it's too expensive. Like it's literally a risk. Like Dana White, the first people asked him about, he goes, "This is why I can't have John fighting."
Yeah.
You know, the last person on earth you want to give space to be right is Dana White. Ugh.
Buy everything you saw.
But yeah, it's all kind of, it's disappointing knowing that John Jones still could be the best pound for pound fighter, like period, full stop, and we're not going to know. Like, I mean, do you think he's ever going to figure his stuff out in time to actually have some fights in a career left?
Who knows? We'll see.
Like, you actually think it's possible? Hold on. Do you think it's possible? Because, like, right now, I don't have any hope. Like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm thinking we're never going to see him fight again.
I don't know, man. I'm going to go with not hopeful. You know?
Yeah. So, anyway, that's all that I had. Family should be showing up anytime now, so we're going to call it good.
We'll call it good. I'm going to go take a poopy.
Thank you for that information, I suppose. All right, then. We have a Patreon, $2. Give it up. Make us better. It'll help us improve. Especially as we learn how to do this long distance podcasting shit, which is weird, but
yeah, we can still be together, man.
Lord have mercy. Take us out, Alfonso.
305 till I die. We'll see you when we do this again ASAP.
All right. We'll talk about tomorrow. All right.
See ya. Yep. Take care. Bye.